Hi everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Lauren. I hope you're all well wherever you are and whatever you're up to. It's really lovely to see you again here. Thanks so much for watching my latest YouTube channel. It has been a while since I've made one of these videos, but it's really lovely to be back with a gorgeous selection of new fabrics. And in this video, I want to share with you all of the new arrivals that we have had over the past I would say a good 3 to 4 weeks really. We didn't have that much coming in over the summer, but now that it's sort of getting into autumn and everything's sort of getting back into normal routine again after summer holidays, we're just getting so many new fabrics. So I wanted to just keep you up to date on everything that has been arriving in the shop. I've got so much to show you. As you can see, it's all behind me here. I will link all of the fabrics that I mentioned in the video in the corresponding blog post. The link to that will be in the description to the video, and that's the best place to find a specific listing for a fabric that I'm showing you. They're all available online on my website, and we ship worldwide as well. Now, depending on when you're watching the video, sometimes things can show as out of stock. You can either email us if you would like to be notified when something comes back to be available again, but also depending on when you're watching this, our new back in stock feature might be now available and activated. So if you do find something's out of stock online, you'll be able to just put your email address on that product listing to be notified when it's back again. So what I've decided to do is sort of take you from kind of lighter weight, maybe more transitional weight fabrics into super cozy things. You can see I've got some wools on the rolls behind me here, but I'm going to start off light and then gradually get cozier and warmer as we go on. So the first ones that I want to show you are some absolutely gorgeous checks. Now these probably are maybe a little bit more sort of summery. You're going to have to layer them up a little bit if you're going to wear them into autumn, but they're so beautiful, and I just couldn't resist getting them, even though it's maybe not the optimal time of year. But they are just really, really lovely. So this first one here is this gorgeous checked fabric here. It is the coral seersucker check fabric. It's a cotton and viscose mix, and then it's also got a lurex thread through it as well. So a lovely, gorgeous texture. It's got that crinkle texture to it, which you wouldn't iron out. That is just part of the fabric. I would say it's maybe more like a lawn weight, like a cotton lawn weight, but with a little bit more drape because it's got the viscose. But I think the kind of checks and that crinkle structure probably give it a bit more structure than what a typical viscose fabric would be like. But really lovely one. It would be gorgeous for a little top or a shirt or something. And then we have got two absolutely beautiful coca Japanese checks, and these fabrics are just unreal. This one is the turquoise crinkle checked, and it's cotton linen, so it's mostly cotton, 83%, 13% linen, and then a little bit of tencel, just 4% tencel. So if I bring this up and show you that up close, I love the colours in this, gorgeous turquoise and greens and blues. It's just so lovely. Again, it's got a lovely crinkle texture to it, which I think gives the fabric so much more depth. You wouldn't iron that out or anything. That's just part of the character of the fabric. And then it's almost like a sashiko running stitch going through it as well. So just really lovely detailed fabric there, which again would be really lovely for tops and blouses and shirts. And then a similar base of fabric, so again it's got that crinkle texture, but this time it is just a lovely classic monochrome check fabric. The checks on this one are a little bit bigger in scale and probably a bit more regular, so there's not as sort of smaller sections as there are on the turquoise one, and then again it's got that sashiko stitch kind of running through it as well. So another really beautiful one for tops and blouses and shirts. It's really nice. So yeah, I'm desperate to make something with the turquoise one, but I just haven't decided yet. I've been too busy over the summer with kids and various other things, but it's definitely on my to-do list. Okay, so that is a few checks to get you started. The next fabrics I wanted to show you, which we have had in for quite a few weeks now, but they've not made it into one of my YouTube videos, so I didn't want them to miss out, is the amazing new collection from Liberty. They're all in Tanalon. This is their autumn winter collection for 2022. And of course, the prints are absolutely beautiful. There's so much variety, gorgeous colours, some favourites creeping back in as well. So they have brought out a print called QE2, which I think is sort of like a homage to Q for the Zoo, which was a really popular print that they did quite a few years ago now, with lots of animals in it that have just got so much character and so much detail in it. I did pull out one which is currently my favourite, although it is hard to choose, is this absolutely beautiful one here. So the name of this one is Floral Marble, and it's the colourway A, and it's got this absolutely beautiful marbled background with lots of lovely colours in it, and then quite a sort of bold stencilled navy flower on the top. This does come in another colourway as well. I think that's absolutely gorgeous, and I am desperate to make a little blouse with that, or a little shirt out of that, to wear with cardigans in the autumn time. So yeah, you can see all of the prints online, but I'll show you up close. There is a lot of variety, so much to choose from, and yeah, just what the high standards you would expect from Liberty in terms of the detail of the print and the colours and everything. They're just absolutely beautiful. So that is the sort of cotton section. I'm now going to move on to rayon and viscose prints, and we have had a few different colourways of this gorgeous one here. This is Retro Garden, and it is just a really lovely, beautifully soft rayon print in 3 different colourways, and it's just a really sort of, you know, quite a small scale abstract floral pattern. It is literally so silky. You can see the drape, and that is absolutely beautiful. I would say it's opaque as well, so you wouldn't need to line that. Like, I can't see my hand through it at all, so even though it's quite light in colour, you still wouldn't need to line it. And yet, just 3 absolutely stunning colours of this one. I think this is probably my most favourite one, and it's definitely got sort of autumnal feels to it as well. This one is beautiful, with the pink and the teal, and then that sort of like dark ochre colour as well. Really, really lovely. And then we have got some other viscose prints. Let me just find somewhere to put that checked roll. It keeps wanting to fall on top of me. This one here is a viscose twill, so when you look close, it's got that lovely twill texture to it, that sort of diagonal weave. Quite a small scale print, this one. I think the background in this one is black. It is very, very dark, and then quite dominant with green. We know how on trend green is at the moment. Very popular colour, but then just with accents of little bits of red and blue and ochre as well. So it feels probably a little bit heavier because it's got that twill weave to it, but it still drapes really beautifully. Like, you can see the fluidity in that. So definitely really nice dresses would be good for that. You could layer it with leggings, or tights and boots would look gorgeous. It's going to gather really well, so any details like gathers or frills in a garment is going to look lovely in that one. Almost feels like it's brushed a little bit, I think. And then we've got a few just on the rolls behind me here. These have literally just come in. This is the Lily Flourish viscose fabric, and so it's 100% viscose, and it's just a plain weave, so it's quite a smooth flat fabric, but then it's got this gorgeous sort of larger scale pattern on it. So if I just open a section out for you to see, lovely sort of drape moving around beautifully, and then a sort of duck egg colour in the background, I would say, and then just these large scale foliage and flowers on it as well. I think that's beautiful. That would make a really lovely dress as well. Next up, we've got this sort of like abstract leaf one. It's called Block Print Linear Leaf, and again, it's a plain weave viscose fabric, so it's got a sort of flat, smooth surface on it, and then just these lovely sort of detailed leaves, kind of in like a gridded pattern with a little bit of detailing in between. Again, it's really soft, really fluid. I feel like the colour palette here is quite autumnal as well. I would say it's pretty opaque. I can't see through it. I don't think you would need to line it, so I think it would cross over really nicely between tops, blouses, into sort of dresses or skirts as well. Making a little swishy skirt that you could layer up with leggings or tights for this time of year. Then the next one, I absolutely love the colours in this one. It's really beautiful. It's the Petal Sprinkle on Emerald. So I would say it's quite a soft emerald colour, almost sort of bordering on teal a little bit. And then the print that is on it is quite abstract, could be interpreted as being a bit floral, like confetti. But you know, I would say it is more abstract than that. It's just a really lovely one if you don't like things overly floral. but you still like pattern, then it's a really lovely sort of smaller scale pattern that I think works really nicely. Again, I feel like it's quite autumnal and doesn't need lining, so it's just going to cross over really nicely into lots of different types of garments for this time of year. So another lovely one there. This next one is almost sort of telling a story a little bit. So it's the Woodland Landscape Viscose fabric. Again, a plain weave, so it's got a flat sort of surface on it. And I'll open it out so that you can see this kind of full scale of it. It's sort of like a little scene with trees on it, hence the Woodland name. So if I open it out, you'll kind of see the effect that it gives. I think almost from a distance, like it looks a bit more abstract, but then actually when you look close, you can just see lots of detail in the trees with like little plants, and then that's almost like a little sort of river, maybe a lake or something, on a lovely nice navy background, and then it's white, the design that's on it, so just a nice plain one but really lovely detail in that print there. And then next up, how amazing is this colour of red? It's absolutely beautiful. Crimson Blossom Swirl Viscose fabric. We have had this in another colourway before. I think it was like a duck egg shade before, but this red is just so vibrant. If you're looking for a little blouse to wear at Christmas time, it's definitely a lovely red for that time of year. It's absolutely gorgeous. A nice plain weave viscose, so it's a smooth texture on it. It feels lovely and silky and soft. Beautiful drape, and then just the nice little splash of some other colours in there. So again, that's going to cross really lovely between tops and blouses into dresses and skirts as well. So another lovely print for you to have a little think about. I just love that colour of red so much. Then we have had a few new Fabric Godmother viscose prints as well. So this one is a viscose satin, so you can see the light catching it. It almost sort of reflects the light a little bit and makes it feel very sort of silky and soft, very luxurious. And then this is quite a sort of large scale kind of watercolour paint design that is on it. It's sort of, I would almost say in some lights it might even look a bit like pale green in the background. It's a really lovely shade, and then these beautiful pinks making up the floral design. So hopefully you get a little bit of an idea of scale here. Sorry, this roll is very floppy, so it's hard to hold up. But I think this would look absolutely gorgeous as a dress, or you can make a very luxurious feeling dressing gown. It feels quite thick, sort of thicker than I would say like a plain weave viscose, but it does still drape. You know, even though it feels thicker, it doesn't mean that it's got a structure. It just means that it's sort of a bit heavier, and yeah, just sort of like moves in a slightly different way, but still very swishy and very lovely. This next Fabric Godmother print has definitely got sort of vintage vibes to it, and I've seen quite a few people make gorgeous garments with this on Instagram, and it just looks absolutely stunning. It's on a viscose base as well, but it's a viscose crepe, so the texture of it's sort of raised a little bit. Again, it gives the print a little bit more depth, sort of like those crinkled cottons that I was showing you earlier. The detail in this is beautiful. I love the colours and those little sort of pockets of flower, you know, the flower design there. It's really, really lovely. And I think that would be gorgeous as a dress, absolutely beautiful, or a little top or blouse as well. It's just lovely. Really, really beautiful colours in that one. And then back in another colourway is the ever popular Joni print. So I'm sure you will have come across it before, the Joni print in the original colourway, which was a sort of off-white, I guess, or sort of ivory background. They've now brought it out in the pink as well. This is just such, I feel like it's becoming quite a classic design because it's just so striking, and anything you make in it just looks amazing. I made a Fibre Mood Tanita top, which is a really simple sort of grown on sleeve, just a front and back, in the other colourway of this one, and it just looks really cool and amazing because the print on it is so striking. So it's got these big columns of flowers on them, sort of wider one and then a narrow one, and they're running at 90 degrees to the selvage there. So it's on a viscose base, plain weave viscose base, so it's nice smooth finish, nice and lightweight, drapes beautifully, depending on what you're making, I don't think you would need to line it, especially if it was something gathered. But yeah, there's just so many stunning, striking garments that you can make with that print. And if you like pink, then yeah, you've got it now in a pink colourway as well. Okay, next up I am going to show you the jersey stretchy fabrics before we get on to the super cosy fabrics that are behind me on the rolls. We have had quite a few new jerseys in. A lot of them are really nice cosy ones as well. So first up, we have had this lovely melange sweatshirting fabric. So it's melange fleece-backed sweatshirting fabric. It comes in a few colorways, but depending on when you're watching this video, I think we might be out of one of the colorways, but we've got the other ones anyway, and it should all be back in stock again soon. I really like this one because it is just a plain fabric, but it's not a flat color. Because it's a melange between like an off-white and a pink, then it just gives it really lovely texture. The back of it is a lovely brushed fleece back, so it's going to feel really lovely and cozy and would be good for all your classic jumper patterns, the toaster, the billy, the linden, the page hoodie, you know, any of your jumper or sweatshirt patterns. It's going to be suitable for that. So yeah, that's the pink, but then it does come in some other colorways as well. This next one here is really interesting. It comes in quite a few colorways as well. This particular colorway is the cornflower, and it is the knit effect fabric. It's a cotton and polyester mix, and it's basically like 2 layers of fabric bonded together. So the reverse looks and feels a bit like a regular t-shirt weight jersey fabric, so quite fine and just nice and smooth. And then the right side of the fabric has got a knitted effect, so it's like a sort of ribbed knitted effect. It's not too sort of heavy or chunky, but I do think this would feel quite warm because I think the 2 layers of fabric would almost like trap a layer of air in between them and just make it feel a little bit cozier. This is going to be really good for cardigan patterns, so think the True Bias Marlowe cardigan or the Helen's Closet Blackwood would both be really nice options. But I do also think that you could make a toaster version 2 out of it as well. I think that would be fine for that one, or like a kind of cropped like boxy jumper like the Megan Nielsen Jarrah or something would be nice as well. It's not got a huge amount of stretch in it, so probably not something that's too fitted. I think it would need to be something that's just quite loose and sort of boxy and pulls easily over your head anyway if it's going to be a jumper. So yeah, that's the cornflower blue, but we do have it in lots of other colorways as well. And then the next one, which has definitely also got cozy vibes here, is this one, which is this is the soft grey, and it's the rib knit blended fabric. So it's viscose and polyester mix, and so this is the grey. We've also got an ivory, I think, or like an off-white colour, and a black as well. It feels so soft. It's really pretty stretchy, as you can see, quite fluid because it's got the viscose in it, and it is going to be perfect for a really snuggly sort of turtleneck top. So I think the True Bias Nico or the Megan Nielsen Rayon would also be good, or in one of Tilly's books, Tilly and the Buttons books, I think it's the stretch one, there's a Freya top which has got a turtleneck option as well. So all of them would be really perfect for this lovely stretchy fabric, which feels so soft and cozy. So yeah, a few colorways of that one. I think we might be running low on some of the colorways, but it will be back in stock again soon, so just let us know if you are waiting on it. And then this one here, I absolutely love the color of this one. I think it is gorgeous. This is the soft sage viscose blended knit fabric. Now we had this fabric in last sort of winter season, and we do still have some of the original colorways available as well. So I think there was a grey and a blue and a sort of terracotta color, and then they've now got this absolutely gorgeous soft green color, which again isn't like a flat shade of color. It's got lots of different sort of tones within it. It feels so snuggly and soft, both sides of it. It almost looks the same on both sides. It's like a double-sided, double-faced fabric really. And again, this would be perfect for a cardigan. As I said before, the Marlowe, the True Bias Marlowe, or the Helen's Closet Blackwood would just feel so cozy. A toaster version 2 would be good as well. The neck would sort of cowl on it a little bit, but I think that would look really nice. It is absolutely gorgeous. I just love that. I don't know, there's something about that colour that I'm just really, really liking. at the moment. So another colour option there of a popular fabric. This next one is also a fleece back sweatshirting. It's probably a little bit lighter weight than the melange one. It feels maybe closer to a French terry loop back, but it's got the soft brushed back to it. So almost like a bit of a cross between a heavier weight t-shirt fabric and a lightweight jumper fabric. So I think actually you could probably cross over between the two types of garments. You could make a jumper pattern with it and it would maybe feel more like a top rather than like a thicker jumper. Or you could make it more of like a t-shirt or more sort of fitted t-shirt pattern as well, and it would just feel really cozy and a little bit heavier. So this is the blue colourway obviously, and it's the Wildcat fleece back sweatshirting fabric, but we do have it in a pink and a green as well, so nice bright fun colours there. And then the next ones are sort of lighter weight jersey fabric. This one comes in two different colourways. It is the Tulip Fields Viscose jersey. So this is the pink, and then yeah, we also have another colourway in it as well. So because it's viscose, it's lighter weight, it's very fluid, very drapey, good for fitted t-shirts or something where you want a bit of a swish. It would be nice for a wrap dress, like the Cashmere Appleton, something like that, or a kind of looser style of dress like the Closet Core Ebony, which has got a t-shirt version and a dress version as well. So yeah, something a bit sort of abstract and some really lovely colours in there as well. The colour of this one is absolutely gorgeous as well. This has been super popular so far. It is the Trailing Foliage Viscose jersey fabric, and it's like a sort of lovely tealy blue colour in the background, and again got that gorgeous sort of drape and movement in it. These next fabrics aren't wool fabrics, but they're definitely in the cosy department of fabrics. These amazing fur backed ones. So we have got two colorways of this specific fabric here. This is a lovely grey and rose colour. It is the woven check fur lined fabric. It is mostly polyester. It's 95 polyester and 5% wool, but because it is so thick and the back of the fabric is so fluffy and soft, I think it's going to trap a lot of air and would feel super cozy. You can kind of see the selvage actually, that it is like these two fabrics that are bonded together basically. So this is going to be perfect for a really cozy shacket or a jacket like the Megan Nielsen Hovia with just some simple binding on it even would be really beautiful. It feels so soft. So yeah, we've got the pink colorway of that one, and then we've also got a mocha colorway of it as well. And then sticking with the fur backing, we have got three colorways of this one here, which doesn't have as much structure as the check, but it is still sort of, it's thick I would say, and it's got that same really fluffy fleecy fur backing to it. So the front of this one is like a cord fabric but with different widths of cord. This is the russet colourway, but it does also come in a pink and a sort of ochre colourway as well, and it is just so soft. Again, perfect for a shacket or a kind of simpler sort of lightweight jacket where it's pre-lined with super cozy furry lining as well. So if you want something extra snuggly and very comforting to wear, then those fabrics would definitely tick that box for you. And then we have had a couple of needle cords here which are 100% cotton, but you know, needle cord always does feel like a little bit cozier and thicker. It's sort of lighter weight than the type of cord you would use to make like a pair of trousers or dungarees or whatever, but it would be lovely for a shirt or a shirt dress, or a sort of simple top. I think it's light enough for that, but it would feel cozy. It's got this beautiful design on it. I love the colours in this one, and it does come in two colourways as well. So this particular one is called the Retro Circle Cotton Needle Cord, and yeah, just a nice fun print on a needle cord if you like that type of fabric. Okay, next up I am on to showing you the woolen fabrics that are on the roll behind me here. So we've got a few that are sort of heavier weight that I would say are more suited to coat making. This one here is the warm beige boucle bubble blended fabric. So it's 60% polyester and 40% wool, and I just really love the texture on this one. It's got a gorgeous sort of, yeah, like a bubble texture really, and then you can see what the reverse is like there. I think that would make a lovely, nice, cozy coat, very textured, and yeah, a nice sort of neutral colourway as well. If you do like this fabric, I do have something similar. It's not exactly the same, but a similar sort of texture coming in a few other colourways as well. So that should hopefully be here in a few weeks or so. Then we've got this quite sort of striking chevron print here. This is the cappuccino chevron wool blended fabric. So it's 32% wool, 26 viscose and 42 acrylic, and yeah, it's got this lovely sort of bold kind of chevron design, which is almost sort of softened a little bit because it's like it's sort of been brushed or kind of felted a little bit, and really lovely, cozy, warm browns and beiges in that. So again, I think that would make an absolutely beautiful, cozy coat as well. The next ones are wool, but they are a little bit thinner. So this one here, I'm pretty sure this is an Abraham Moons wool as well. It's the fresh green wool fabric. It's 100% wool. It probably is a little bit thinner than like your classic kind of coating fabric, but depending on the style of coat that you're making, I think if you spot interface the whole thing, so you put woven interfacing on the whole of the fabric before you cut it out, it would give the fabric a bit more sort of depth and body, but just sort of on its own, it's probably a bit more like a kind of blazer weight, or if it was more like a kind of coat again and you wanted something to be a little bit more sort of lightweight and fluid, but it's a really nice colour. You can see there's lots of different tones kind of mixed in that one. So yeah, another lovely on-trend green fabric. Then the next one is also a lovely sort of greeny bluey woven fabric. This is the duck egg wool mohair fabric, so it's 84 wool and 16% mohair, and when you look really closely at this one, you can almost see a little bit of a check in the fabric. It's really interesting, really lovely texture, and almost sort of like little loops a little bit on it. It's really nice. It's a little bit heavier than the last one I showed you, but probably not like a really heavyweight coating fabric. But again, I think if you spot fused it with woven interfacing before you cut it out, then it would give the fabric a bit more sturdiness, and would be good for making a coat. If you're not sure what I'm talking about but you're interested in it, I did do a video on how to do that to wool fabric before you use it to make a coat, so I'll put a link to that video in the description to this one so that you can check it out if you want a bit more information on that. The next one's really interesting. It is got a spot on it, and it comes in two colorways. So this one here is the Cerise in Midnight, so it's a gorgeous pink fabric with these navy spots on it, and then the back is like the reverse, so then it's like navy with the pink spots. So it would be really cool to do like some, you know, coordinating accents in a garment for this one. So whether it's like, you know, the turning at the top of a patch pocket or something, or maybe like the lapel on something, I think it would be really nice. The other colourway is like a purpley colour and a blue one. So yeah, they're just something a bit more interesting and different in a wool fabric. They're 100% wool as well. And then the last one that I've got is a bit sort of different from the wools, but I would class it as more of a sort of heavier weight, more kind of autumn wintry fabric. It's blended stretch twill fabric, so it's viscose polyester, and it's got a bit of elastane in it as well. Very dominant twill weave on this one, so you can really see that diagonal weave texture on it. I would say it's like fairly sort of heavyweight and thick, but because it's got viscose, it means that it's not structured, it's nice and floppy. This is going to be really good for trousers where you don't want the trousers to be stiff. I think it would move really nicely. So if it was a wider leg trouser, it would sort of swish around, or a culotte, for example. You could make jumpsuits out of it as well. The back almost looks a little bit like a crepe fabric. But yeah, the intended right side, I'm pretty sure, is that sort of dominant kind of twill weave in it. So it comes in 3 different colours. This particular one here is the military blue fabric, but we've also got it in a sort of terracotta orange colour, and then like a nice classic grey colour as well. So yes, something like the Merchant and Mills Eves would be nice, or I think you can even make Emersons in it as well. The True Bice Emersons would be nice as well, because they've got quite wide legs in them too. The final thing I wanted to show you, which isn't fabric but definitely fabric related, is this absolutely gorgeous selection of new bag straps and webbing that we have had in. This is all made in the UK, and it's some really lovely designs here, really nice colours, and it's, you know, it's like double-sided as well, so yeah, perfect for bag straps or handles for bags. You know, if you use just like plain fabric, then it would kind of jazz it up with a fancy handle. Then we've also got these ones here, which are maybe just sort of a bit more subtle and classic, but just really nice sort of neutral colours as well, which I think would be perfect for bag making. So they're all on the website as well, and you can check them out in the blog post that goes with this video. So that is everything that I wanted to show you in this video. Absolutely jam-packed of lots of inspiration. I'm sure you'll agree, so many absolutely beautiful fabrics. Remember, all of them are linked in the blog post that goes along with this video. That is the best way to find a specific fabric that you're looking for that I've mentioned, but you can also just generally browse the Just Arrived section of the website. We have new fabrics coming all the time, so it's the most up-to-date place to see what is new. Sometimes things do sell out quite quickly, so do keep an eye on that for more seasonal fabrics that are going to be arriving. But thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, then just remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!